Okay, story time. So if you're new here, I'm Stacy. I live in Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. And I moved here around 6 months ago. Before I moved, I was getting a lot of info from my European friends, my North American friends, that Saudis are not super kind. They are not going to be nice to you if you're not Muslim. They're a very closed culture, so they won't be open to you. You look very different from everyone else there. You're not going to have a nice experience. So obviously when I was coming here, I was very concerned because I didn't know anyone when I came. I came here for work. But during my stay here so far, I've had the best experiences with Saudi people. Like, I'm telling you, these are some amazing people. So there are many instances that I can tell you about, but I'll tell you about what happened 2 weeks ago when I came back to Saudi from vacation. I was having a 12-hour flight. I was very tired. I was a bit sick as well. So I got an Uber from the airport. He drove me home. And this man was around 40 years old. He barely spoke English, but just like the rest of the taxi drivers, Uber drivers here, they always try to be very kind. They try to say some English words like welcome, how are you, where are you from? So very, very sweet people. He dropped me off. He obviously helped me with my bags, which, side note, is very rare in France, where I used to live. Taxi drivers would just kind of stay in the car while you would struggle with the bags, which is crazy to me because should not happen. Helped me with the bags, and he went back into his car. He told me, do you need help bringing it into your house? Because I have like 3 little stairs going up to the door that is closed usually, and you have to open it with a code. And I live in like a 2-floor apartment in an apartment complex, very small complex with like maybe 6 more apartments, and it's all on ground level. So I open the first door and then I go into the complex, and then I have to go up like maybe 3 more steps up to my apartment, and that's it. So I told him, no worries, like I got this, don't worry, go, like you can leave, it's very late. It was like 1 a.m. Goes back to his car, he leaves. I take my 2 huge suitcases up those 3 stairs, and I'm trying to open the door with the code. And guys, it's not working. I try once, I try twice, I try 3 times, I try 4 times. My 7th time trying, I am about to cry because, I mean, we're in Saudi Arabia, it's 45 degrees, I'm getting very hot. No one is around, it's late, and everyone is sleeping in my apartment complex, so no one is able to help me, and like the code is not working. So my like 8th time trying the code, I hear behind me a car pull up, and I turn around and I see the Uber driver. He gets out and he's like, listen, lady, like he keeps his distance because Saudis are very, big on privacy, big on distance. They really respect your boundaries and your space, especially as a woman. And he's like, listen, lady, you have to look, the door is actually open. It's not working your code because the door is open. Just open it, push. And obviously he was saying all of this like in a mix of Arabic and English. He was like showing, gesticulating. And I look and the door is literally like this much open, right? And the light is on, meaning like the door is open and the code won't work. I was so tired that I did not see this. And I swear I wouldn't even have looked because I was just in this, post-flight, feeling bad. It was just not a good situation for me. But I realized that this man, he got back into his Uber and he was circling around, making sure that I would get home okay. He was staying there and like driving around to see if I got in or not. When he saw that I was having trouble, he stopped and he helped me out. And he took all my bags to my house, and like he left it in the middle of the complex because like, don't worry, I'm not gonna know where you live. I'm going, bye, I'll get home safe. And he asked me, you know the code to your house? And I'm like, yes, I know the code to my house. And I almost cried. Like the sheer, consideration of this person who doesn't know me at all, doesn't know my language. We're very different. We look very different. He's just a person that wanted to do good. He wanted to check up on a girl that, you know, obviously looked tired, had a long flight. It's just something beyond me. It never happened to me in Europe, never happened to me in North America. Drivers there, people there are kind of just thinking about themselves. I mean, I don't want to generalize, but this was my experience. I lived in Europe for 5 years, and North America, I lived for around 6+ years. There was never a time where I felt like I was looked after by a stranger. It was only always my family or friends that would look after me if I was having trouble with something. The moral of the story here is, if you're looking to move to Saudi Arabia, either for work or whatever, but you're really, you know, afraid of the difference in culture, you're afraid of maybe people here are not nice and you won't be accepted, take those thoughts out and throw them into the garbage, because the people here are so genuinely kind and considerate and caring. Anyway, that's my little hot take on Saudi Arabia as someone who has lived here for a little bit and has had many experiences here. If you want more story times, let me know. I have many about all the wonderful experiences I've been having.